G'day guys, and welcome to episode 5 of Yowie, Finding Australia's Sasquatch. I just tried to film the intro to this video and got hit with a really weird smell. Now we know that smells are associated with Yowies. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but I want to include the video untouched because it shows a genuine reaction. Take a look at it and see what you think. Just about to do the intro for this episode. Yowie, Finding Australia's Sasquatch. I can smell. What is that smell? I don't know, I can smell something. Alright, I'm just a little bit sure about how Alright, I'm just a little bit unsure of how to proceed because I was about to do the intro and now I've got this smell happening. With Yowie hunting quite often before, during, or just in the near vicinity. Often with Yowies, people will smell them before they see them, or they'll just smell them, they will never see them. It's a little bit plasticky, plastic and poo. Plastic and poo, that's what it smells like. Burning. Last time I smelled this, it was, there's been 2 times I've smelled something. Once was a burning electrical smell. That was very interesting. And the second time was just this really weird kind of artificial smell. This definitely goes in the same category. It's faded away now. I don't hear any birds or any noise, but then again, that's hard to tell because of the wind blowing the trees around. I can't hear anything except for the wind, so anyway, no, it's back again. Oh geez, I'd love it to be someone checking me out. If you guys are out there, feel free to come and say hello. Got nothing to worry about with me. Yeah, it's back, it's strong now. I don't know what that is. This is kind of exciting, but nothing at the same time. It kind of smells like poo, dirt, and like, yeah, kind of that plastic, like a burning. It's definitely not a bush smell. That is not a bush smell. That's not a bush smell. Can't determine which direction I feel like it's coming from. Well, this is episode 5 of Yowie searching for Australia's Sasquatch. Well, this is episode 5 of Yowie finding Australia's Sasquatch. A little bit of an unorthodox start to an episode. It's just really weird. I don't see anything. I don't feel like I'm being watched. I mean, I just heard a tree kind of fall over, but it's too much wind for that to be anything. Yeah, it's a weird one. Well, you're back, and that means that you want to see what happens tonight. We're here We're camped out in the middle of nowhere, really, in a hardwood forest, in the middle of the Aussie bush, in a location that's not too far away from Yowie sightings as per usual, in a ley line compatible area, which means the energy here is good. We're going to camp out here tonight. The site's already set up. We're going to see what happens. The smell is still here. It's really, probably shouldn't be doing the intro right now, but I guess it's good to capture the natural response, right? Is this episode going to be called What's That Smell? It's faded again now. It just faded away just right now. Yeah, it seems to be gone now. Alright. Well, that was a very long and probably boring intro. I'm not sure if I edited that up or not. Let's get on with this mission. So as if 2020 hasn't been bad enough, I was watching the news today, and I'm a little behind the news, let's be honest, but there was really bad storms in America. They were crazy, and people had uploaded videos, you know, from their house. I watched a full half-hour video of just the lead up to it, the actual storm, and then the aftermath. It's crazy. But what it showed me is that it allowed me to learn a little bit about how trees respond and their breaking points, thresholds, all that kind of thing. The kind of wind they had up there was, 160, 170 miles an hour. A Doriche, I forgot what it's called. Is it Doriche? I can't remember. But it's basically a really, really long, hardcore, lots of fierce winds kind of storm. Lasts a long time, goes in a dead straight line. And yeah, it learned me a lot about how trees operate. And I got to admit now, I think at least half of all the things that we may have thought were structures in the past, at least half of them, I think are absolutely weather generated, and I'm going to go as high as 80 to 90% of them could be weather generated. I saw a lot of the same formations that we tend to look at and go, in this storm damage. So maybe we've been underestimating the amount of times that something we're looking at was actually just a freak storm. Like all this stuff through here. You could easily make the picture of Yowie's come through here. It's continued up through here. Look, everything's been knocked down. But I'm pretty sure all this stuff is from gusts of wind coming in. I mean, look at this. Pretty hectic winds. So yeah, I think from that experience of seeing all those storms, I think now I'm going to be a little bit more reserved in my judgment of something being a Yowie structure. However, in saying that, I think if you see an asterisk, if the trees are all laying in all different directions at a central point that seem to have all been moved there at the same time, one's not super rotted and one's super fresh, it all seems to be the same vintage, then that I think is when you start going, that's really interesting. We've got to be realistic about it, otherwise we're reporting rubbish and looking like idiots. See, there's a nice tree break right there. But let's go have a closer look. Wow. gonna go at some point. I'm gonna stay away. Alright. This is also an interesting flat area through here. I've just noticed. Okay, look at that for an interesting little flat area. You know, it's a real shame that we have to have this wind, because I really can't take any audio cues at all. I can't pay attention to wood knocks. I'd be very, very lucky if there was a vocalization, because it would need to be upwind from me for the sound to be cast towards me. I can't listen for a tree break or anything along those lines. I can't even hear footsteps if they're walking around near me. So that makes me very happy that last episode we had some footprints, potential footprints that we found. As I said in that episode, if I'm to be honest, I'm not entirely sure they are footprints. I'm thinking there might be another explanation. The toe impressions is what always pops up into my head when I say that though. But nonetheless, that was then and this is now. Tonight I've bought my clap sticks, so I will be playing along to the indigenous rhythms in an effort to draw their curiosity. Given that it's so loud, two things are going to happen. If anything is downwind, it's going to hear it because the sound gets carried. But I won't need to stop in between songs, as I often do, to listen for signs of curiosity, something coming nearby, walking around, etc., wood knocking, because I won't be able to hear anything. So I'll just play through. I'll just have fun with it. You think I'd be getting better at them by now? I'm not. I still, someone who was an ex-drummer, still got the rhythm of a left foot. Is that even a saying? I just made it up. Tonight I'll also be doing a meditation, which I never film because what are you going to do, watch me sit? So we wait for night to fall. We wait to start that fire. Go, 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 go! Tell you what, as I sit here in this location, I'm starting to genuinely assess its potential as a home base location. I feel it's a quite safe space as far as being hidden goes. I feel like it's a fairly good space as far as Yowies go. There are definitely sightings in these areas. In this bushland there is definitely sightings. So depending on the size of the territory of a Yowie, I'd say where I am right now is definitely within one Yowie's territory or one clan's territory. as I would assume it. So this site, it may have potential. I mean, I'm here on a stormy day, and if it was much worse than this, I wouldn't be out anyway, but it's fine. It's not too hard to get to, but it's also not without its limitations. There's a lot of area here, and I think if I looked hard enough, there would definitely be a lot of resources here. So I'm not sure. I could, I mean, this log here is absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of this log. Serves many purposes. We could expand this site to other camping, to other tents, sorry, if we wanted to. I wonder. I'll let my brain stew on that for a minute. I love this log. It's very comfortable to sit on because it's got a bit of spring to it. Definitely a feature. I just have to mention something briefly as well. I've been interviewed for Believe Paranormal and UFO Radio podcast. From UFOs to ghosts to Yowies, this podcast covers all that kind of stuff, and I recently got interviewed by Cade, and the episode will be appearing soon. We're sitting in mid-August 2020, and I expect it to be posted soon. Just keep an eye on that page. It'll come up. You'll know it when you see it, and I'll let you all know. But that's pretty exciting. That was really good. It went really well. I enjoyed being on a podcast. It went into all the detail that you'd expect, and it went really well. Anyway, I've got to tend to this fire, so I'm going to go do that. Well, it's now fallen dark. The sun is completely gone, and it is officially night. Very soon I'll be looking to pull out my clapsticks and do that little ritual, I guess you could say. I can see the Southern Cross poking through the trees there. We've got a crescent moon, and a lot of stars are out. I've got Cancer above me, Southern Cross that way. Yeah, nice night sky. The wind persists. So the night's continuing on. Oh, I just heard a gunshot. There was an explosion before. A mild one, but something exploded somewhere. Otherwise, it's just been much of the same. So I'm going to hit the sack. And as per usual, I'll let you guys know if anything happens. Count the footprints, it's a kind of a successful day. At least that was something that could be something. Alright, good night then. It's a bit damp. Whoa, okay, if you tell me I don't bleed for my research, there's my argument right there. I was just chopping wood with the axe and it come flying back up in my face as I busted the end piece off. Bang, straight up in the air and hit me. Unlike last time, this was not my fault. Wow. I really like injuring myself these last couple of trips, eh? Damn. Cheers. Okay, as per usual on these adventures, there's one more direction that I haven't really explored yet, and I would like to take that on right now. Now I'm heading out without my tripod because it's dead anyway. So we're just going to be looking for whatever we can come across. See if we can find more of those footprint-like depressions. This also would have been a nice spot to camp at, right here. Okay. I'd seen this wedged up high in the tree line and I started getting excited. This is why you got to walk around to all four sides, because this is merely split off from the tree there. I will put that down to wind. There's another tree break there. Possibly wind as well. Hang on. This is about the same size as the last ones. Are you serious? I don't know, man. They all seem to have this feature of being pushed down. Look at that. Look at that. That's definitely pushed down. Man, I really, really wish I had bought my plaster cast. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back. Really interesting. you know, just for a comparison, here's something else in the ground that is absolutely not footprint shaped. I don't know what that is. It's probably an animal digging something out. I still think there's a very big chance that what I'm seeing as potential footprints is just an animal digging for food. There's still a big chance for it. But I have to show it to you. I have to demonstrate it. And look, there's another tree break right here. Weird flattened area here. Lots of down trees in this area. Nothing significant, so I'll head back. Now, this is the old black cockatoo again. You can see where the beak has dug in to scrape down and pull these away. And you can see in here, there's a hollow vein where all the bugs and the food and the good stuff would have been. And they strip and they strip and they strip. And look, you can see the debris on the floor. Now, you could mistake that for Yowies digging for food, but I'll categorically tell you that's a black cockatoo. So this is a really interesting site. As far as the structures go, there doesn't seem to be many at all. There really doesn't. There's so much blowdown. Although there's no way I can get to it, but what's that I can see in the distance? The tree split dead in half. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pick that up. Split like a T. Damn it, it's you can't get through to it. I can barely get to show you it. But even if it is something, it's probably nothing because we've seen a lot of split limbs here and there's a lot of wind through here today. So things can easily split one side and then split off the other side later on. So we've got these potential footprints here, but we don't seem to have any structures. So I don't know what to make of this site. Last night, very, very little activity, but again, it's going to be masked because of the wind. Perhaps I need to come back here on a still day and just see what eventuates. Perhaps that's what needs to be done. Well, I can just tell I'm not going to find anything else. I just, you know, when you just know, you know. And even if I do find something else, there's too many circumstances here to write it off as weather related. So it's going to make it very hard to, even if I find something, it's going to make it very hard to sit with. I got to get out of here because this tree's going to break. And I'm right in the kill zone. That squeaking is a bad sound. You don't want to be near it. Here's another one. Look at this smaller. You know what? That's me. Ha! That's me, that one. The exact same size as my foot. That's definitely me. Alright, let's head back to camp. So what have we gotten out of this trip? It's gotten very cold and windy. We've been unable to really engage in listening for Yowies nearby because of all the wind. Got a couple of potential footprints, although again, I don't know guys, what do you think? I'm not convinced. They're not quite clean enough for me. I measured them out. 18 inches seemed to be the average in length, with about 8 inches in width, which is, I don't know if that's quite anatomically making any sense. Someone might want to tell me about that, I'm not sure. One of them measured in at 15 inches, with about, I think it was 7 inches wide. I mean, the ratios there match up, but I'm just not 100% convinced those footprints aren't a bird or something digging and then taking one step to the right or the left and digging again. 2 holes merging into one thing that looks like a footprint. I know you guys have got to tell me. Tell me what you think. The question is, do we come back? I'm really unsure. I'm really unsure. A lot of the wood around here is probably not suitable for building a shelter with. A lot of the landscape around here is probably not suitable for a, 8 to 14 foot hominid to go walking around in either. I suspect this is an old plantation, hardwood plantation. And if that's the case, then it doesn't have any real natural roots here. It's kind of all man-made to a degree. So maybe it doesn't appeal as much. I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'll let time be the judge here. I'll sit on this site for a while in my head and see how it feels. If I get the urge to come back, then maybe I will. Maybe if you guys want me to come back, then maybe I will. I'm not sure. But for this episode of Yowie Finding Australia's Sasquatch, it's farewell. The search continues. The journey continues. The paranormal and cryptid adventure continues. No idea if you can see my face. So thanks for watching. Give the channel a subscription if you haven't already done so. Lots of good stuff coming. As soon as we find this home base, the channel kicks off again. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Hope you could see me this whole time. See you guys. Bye bye.